Hello and welcome again to VW Feasts, and today we're going to make a Scotch egg. That's right, not a Scots egg, but a Scotch egg. Actually nothing to do with Scotland. For this, you'll need very few ingredients. You'll need eggs, you'll need some good quality sausage meat, and here we have Waitrose, only the finest. You'll need some breadcrumbs. You can either make them yourselves, panko, or we're scratching the barrel here with some Tesco breadcrumbs and some flour. First thing we're going to do is we're going to boil 2 of the eggs, and this is my method of boiling eggs. What I do is I add boiling water onto the eggs, and some people don't really like this because they can crack, but this is my film, so my way. Then bring the temperature up to boil, and it's at that point you want to start your timing, and the timing will really depend on what size the eggs are and whether you've got them from the fridge or from room temperature. Now I know that these will take exactly 4 minutes, and so you can see I've got the time clock on there. What you're trying to do is you're trying to cook the white but leave the yolk slightly runny, because that will give you the perfect Scotch egg. So now we count down the 4 minutes, and as you can see, timing is essential here. They're ready, and what we want to do now is to actually stop the cooking process. If they carry on cooking, your beautiful runny yolk will become hard, and that's a different type of Scotch egg, not bad, but the perfection is to have a little bit of runny in the yolk. So cooling them down with cold water. If you want to go even further, you can put ice in there, but you just want to bring the temperature down so they're not cooking anymore. Right, and on to the tricky bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of the sausage meat and just press it onto some cling film. And then with another bit of cling film over the top, you can squish it out to a nice thin layer. Now, you don't want it really thick here. Some of the ones you can buy in motorway service stations have a very thick layer of sausage meat, but that's unpleasant. So you want a nice thin layer so it cooks quickly, again, so you don't overcook the egg as you cook the sausage. And then it's a question of just closing up and sealing, and you're essentially getting the edges together and just pinching them to form a nice seal and layer around that egg. If you've got dog ears or overlaps, just pinch some of that off, don't be afraid to take it off. Again, you don't want to overuse the sausage meat here, it doesn't want to be too thick. And I've speeded it up just to make it look even better. Important to close all the holes. You don't want oil to go inside the sausage meat, but also you don't want it to just fall apart. This is tricky, of course, because if you've got a nice lightly soft-boiled egg and you squeeze on this, the whole thing will go squidge. So safe hands. Back to panning, and again the old and trusted method. First of all, some flour to help absorb some of the liquid and actually get a dry area that the egg will bind to. And this is a great opportunity to get yourself hands nice and messy. Get the egg all over the Scotch egg and then into the breadcrumbs to cover them. Now, if you really want to go for, again, a bit of retro, you could use semolina even, and even add a little bit of cayenne just to give it a slightly orange look to it, which again is a traditional British Scotch egg, but not pleasant. Right, we're now going to do the first of the cooking processes, which is to fry them. You want to get a nice crusty outside to the eggs, so really hot oil, and fry them. Important to keep them moving around in the pan. You don't want them just to fry in one position, and you also don't want them to stick to the basket. As you can see, it goes a lovely golden colour, nice and attractive, and nice crispy outside. This is not really a diet food, but hopefully if your oil's hot enough, it won't absorb the oil, it will just use it just to cook that outside. And after 4 minutes of frying, we shake them off and dry off the excess oil. This should really just have cooked the outside, a little bit of the sausage meat, and not really touch the egg. And that's important just to finish off and cook the sausage meat through. So we're going to put them in a moderately hot oven for another 10 minutes just to cook through the sausage meat. Then if you've timed it right, you get this, a beautiful cooked but with a slightly runny egg, Scotch egg. Enjoy.